Nah, I feel confident because I'm the best player in the world. That's simple.
Do you think LeBron James actually feels the pressure from Steph Curry? Every time people debate about who the true GOAT of the NBA is, LeBron's name comes up fast, but there's always that shadow of Steph right behind it. Let's be honest, if Steph Curry never stepped on an NBA court, if the so-called baby-faced assassin never showed the world that dropping bombs from half court could shatter entire defenses, the game of basketball would look totally different today. Without Steph's revolution, LeBron would have owned the modern era without even breaking a sweat. The GOAT conversation? It would begin and end with LeBron. The stats, the rings, the iconic moments, it was all lined up for him to rule forever. But then, number 30 came gliding in, grinning like he knew something the league didn't. Fearless, flashy, and armed with that deadly jumper, Steph flipped the script completely. With every jaw-dropping three-pointer, he started stealing the one thing LeBron wanted more than anything, the absolute throne of the NBA. The title of basketball's greatest was supposed to be LeBron's, no questions asked. Let's roll it back to 2014, when LeBron James looked completely unstoppable. At 30 years old, he was right in his prime, fresh off 4 straight trips to the finals, and the entire NBA moved around his orbit. Every single team chasing a championship had one problem to solve first: get through King James. And once again, it looked like the stage was set perfectly for him. A brand new squad was built with one mission: make LeBron untouchable. 2 All-NBA stars at his side, the chemistry, the hype, it felt like a dynasty waiting to explode. People were calling it the ultimate setup, saying things like, what we're looking at right here might be the best version of LeBron ever. By that point, Michael Jordan had 3 rings at the same age. LeBron already had 2 and was closing in fast. Everyone thought Destiny was about to hand in the crown, but Destiny had a different name, and it was Steph Curry. When the 2015 season tipped off, Cleveland looked ready to dominate. The basketball world couldn't take its eyes off the Cavs. Stacked roster, huge expectations, and at the center of it all stood LeBron James, calm, confident, and laser-focused. He was surrounded by pure talent and ready to reclaim the throne, but a storm named Steph was already brewing. It finally looked like everything was falling perfectly into place for LeBron. He was stronger than ever, sharper with every move, and playing at a level people called unreal. The path to catching Michael Jordan didn't just feel close, it felt guaranteed. But right when LeBron seemed ready to grab that next step toward immortality, Steph Curry blew the whole league apart. Out of nowhere, this calm, smooth shooting guard flipped the NBA upside down with a single spark. Suddenly, every court, every team, every defensive plan had to adjust or get destroyed by those deep-range missiles. From that moment on, LeBron battled through 4 straight finals appearances, which on paper sounds historic, but the truth behind the scores hit hard. 1 painful loss, 1 epic championship, then a gentleman's sweep, and finally a complete sweep. It showed just how brutal that era was. And as some fans put it, Steph's impact was far greater than LeBron's. 1 ring out of 4 tries, each heartbreak and every crushing defeat pointed back to the same man: Ordell Stephen Curry. Without Steph, the Golden State Warriors would have never evolved into the juggernaut that terrorized the NBA. Without him, there's no three-point revolution, no dynasty, and no Kevin Durant joining that unstoppable force. Steph didn't just change the game, he rewrote what domination looked like. Steph Curry didn't just change the NBA, he changed LeBron's destiny. But don't get it twisted, LeBron was nowhere near washed up. What he pulled off in 2016 still gives chills. Coming back from a 3-1 defeat to beat a 73-win Warrior squad, that was pure legend. It's one of the most unbelievable comebacks in all of sports history. Still, when the GOAT talk comes up, the numbers don't lie. A 1-4 finals record in his prime while leading a team built to conquer left a scar that even LeBron's greatness couldn't completely erase. It's the kind of stat that sticks no matter how many highlights or MVPs follow. But here's the crazy part. If Steph Curry never existed, LeBron's entire story might look completely different. Picture this: A world where Steph never picked up a basketball, never launched those wild half-court threes with that fearless grin. In that alternate timeline, LeBron probably rules the league without interruption, year after year, no real rival strong enough to stop him. He'd be stocking trophies like it's a casual routine, championship after championship. There's a solid chance that without Steph shaking the system, LeBron could have owned 4 straight titles during that golden run, ending up with 7 rings, 7 finals MVPs, and a GOAT debate that wouldn't even exist. Now that's a wild what if. LeBron could have easily stood above Michael Jordan in almost every GOAT debate. No questions, no hesitation. The comparisons would lean his way without a doubt. But that dream scenario never came true because Steph Curry did exist. His arrival didn't just shake the league, it completely rewrote basketball history. In a different reality, LeBron might have owned 7 finals wins, but instead he's sitting at 4, and instead of 3 finals losses, he's got 6. That tiny twist changed everything. The moment that record hit 4-6, the numbers stopped favoring him. No matter how many milestones he adds, more points, more assists, more legendary moments, that finals record hangs over him like a permanent shadow he can't escape. Steph didn't just slow LeBron's rise, he hit his GOAT campaign where it hurt the most. Every deep three, every championship celebration in the Bay Area chipped away at LeBron's grip on basketball's throne. And the wildest part, the real damage wasn't just about wins or stats, it went way deeper. To understand it fully, you've got to look back at how greatness was built, the image, the aura, the dominance that defined a legacy. Steph cracked that foundation with a smile and a jumper that never missed. Everyone knows about Michael Jordan's perfect 6-0 finals record. It's iconic, almost mythical. That stat alone carries enough weight to keep him sitting on top of nearly every GOAT debate. But what most people forget is the grind, the heartbreak, and the fire he had to walk through before becoming unstoppable. Before MJ became the ultimate winner, he got bounced out of the playoffs 3 straight years by the exact same team. Back in 1988, even after Jordan snagged both MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, he still ran headfirst into the Detroit Pistons, the ruthless bad boys led by Isaiah Thomas, and they crushed him 4-1. The very next season, he came back stronger, got closer, but the Pistons still shut him down 4-2. Those losses burned deep. They haunted him until he finally cracked the code, and that's when the MJ legend was truly born. Now for LeBron, his version of the bad boys had a different face and a familiar smile. His challenge was named Steph Curry. Just like Jordan's wars with Detroit, LeBron's battles with Curry's Warriors grew fiercer every year, more intense, more personal, and filled with heartbreak. In the late 1980s, Jordan couldn't get past Detroit. For LeBron, it was Golden State blocking his path again and again. The same struggle, the same frustration, the same brutal mountain to climb. That's what real adversity looks like, the kind that forges legends. When Jordan finally broke through the bad boys, everything changed. He never looked back. Once he crushed Detroit in 1991, he tore through the league like a storm, stacking championship after championship. That's when his legend stopped being questioned. It was sealed in history forever. But for LeBron, that breakthrough never truly came. His roadblock wasn't one team, it was a dynasty powered by Steph Curry. Every time he climbed to the top, Steph and the Warriors were waiting, ready to snatch the crown. It wasn't just about talent, it was about timing. Curry's rise collided perfectly with LeBron's prime, rewriting what dominance looked like in real time. While Jordan's Pistons faded away, Curry's Warriors just kept reloading. New shooters, new records, new ways to win. Every deep three felt like another brick in the wall standing between LeBron and that GOAT status he was chasing. And that's the twist in this story. LeBron didn't fall short because he lost his edge. He fell short because Steph changed the entire battlefield. One man redefined the game right as another was trying to finish his masterpiece. Now that's a rivalry for the ages. Steph didn't just compete with LeBron, he reshaped what greatness even meant. Before him, domination looked like size, strength, and pure force. Then Curry came along and made finesse, spacing, and long-range chaos the new standard. Suddenly, every kid wanted to pull up from half court instead of drive to the rim. The whole culture of basketball flipped overnight. LeBron had always ruled through power. He was the ultimate force of nature, but Steph's style made people question what dominant really looked like. It wasn't about bulldozing defenders anymore, it was about precision, confidence, and a smile that said, "I'm about to hit another one." And while LeBron kept chasing records and climbing the all-time lists, Curry was busy changing the DNA of the game itself. Teams rebuilt their playbooks just to keep up, and defenders started guarding 30 feet from the basket because of him. That's the kind of influence that can't be measured in trophies or stats. It's legacy that echoes through every court in the world. Steph didn't just challenge LeBron's reign, he redefined what a king looks like. By the time the dust settled, LeBron and Curry had built one of the most iconic rivalries in sports history. It wasn't built on trash talk or hate, it was built on impact. Every finals matchup between them felt like destiny, two different versions of greatness colliding on the biggest stage. LeBron, the powerhouse who dominated every era he touched, but Steph, the sharpshooter who changed the geometry of the game itself. Each battle felt bigger than basketball. It was legacy versus innovation, strength versus precision, old school dominance versus a brand new revolution. When you think about it, both men pushed each other to evolve. LeBron learned to adapt to the new three-point era, while Steph learned how to lead a dynasty through pressure and expectations. Every time they clashed, it felt like watching history unfold right in front of our eyes. And even now, years later, their rivalry still defines an entire generation of hoops fans. LeBron made the NBA global, but Steph made the game limitless. Two legends, two styles, one unforgettable era. And it all started with a few deep shots that changed everything. Now, when people debate the GOAT today, it's no longer a simple argument. It's layered, messy, and full of what-ifs. What if Steph never came along? What if LeBron had owned those finals without the Warriors in his way? The answers might never be clear, but one thing is, Steph Curry made sure the throne was never safe. LeBron still stands as one of the greatest athletes the world has ever seen. His consistency, longevity, and impact are untouchable, but Steph carved out a kind of greatness that numbers can't fully explain. He turned impossible shots into normal ones, flipped losing teams into dynasties, and made basketball feel magical again. So who's the true GOAT? Maybe that's the point. Maybe there isn't just one anymore. Because Steph didn't just challenge LeBron's legacy, he expanded it. Their clash didn't divide basketball, it defined it. And as time goes on, their names will always stay linked, the king who ruled the court and the assassin who changed the game forever. Every era gets its own rivalry that shapes how fans see greatness, and for this generation, it's LeBron and Steph, no doubt about it. Their story isn't just about who won more rings, it's about how both men forced each other to evolve in totally different ways. LeBron showed the world what complete dominance looked like, power, leadership, and control over every inch of the court. But Steph, he brought chaos to order, breaking all the rules and proving that skill could beat size and rhythm could beat raw power. Together, they turned the NBA into a spectacle that nobody could predict. Their battles gave us moments we'll never forget, epic finals, historic performances, and two fan bases who still argue like it all happened yesterday. But beneath the rivalry was a strange kind of respect. Each man knew the other pushed him to go higher. When future generations look back, they'll see how these two giants reshaped basketball from opposite ends of the spectrum, one redefining power, the other redefining possibility. And that's what made their era truly legendary. As the years roll on, one thing's for sure, LeBron and Steph's legacies will never fade. They didn't just win games, they transformed the entire landscape of basketball. Every record broken, every finals duel, and every highlight moment built a story that'll be told long after they hang up their sneakers. LeBron will always be remembered as the unstoppable force, the player who carried franchises on his back and made greatness look routine. Meanwhile, Steph will forever be the revolutionary, the one who stretched the limits of what was possible and made the impossible look easy. And here's the beauty of it all. Their legacies don't cancel each other out, they complete each other. LeBron showed what dominance meant and Steph showed what innovation could do. Together, they changed how the world views basketball itself. In the end, it's not about who's the GOAT, it's about how both of them made the game evolve in ways no one could have imagined. Their names are now carved into basketball history forever, side by side, the king and the game changer. So when you look back at it all, the titles, the records, the moments that stopped time, it's clear that LeBron James and Steph Curry didn't just play the game, they changed it forever. One redefined power, the other redefined precision, and together they built an era that fans will be talking about for decades to come. LeBron's legacy shines through every generation that dreams of greatness, while Steph's revolution keeps inspiring players to shoot their shot, literally and fearlessly. Two paths, two legends, one unforgettable era written across the hardwood of NBA history. And the best part is, their impact isn't over yet. Every season brings another chapter, another highlight, another reminder of why we fell in love with basketball in the first place. If you've been vibing with this story, make sure to subscribe, like, share, and drop a comment below. Let's keep the conversation going. Who's your GOAT, LeBron or Steph? Let's hear it in the comments.